What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of StoneBlock. Oh yeah, guys, so last episode we were taking a look at the cheaty crop growth using our acceleration wand on a growth crystal. We were taking the essence that we were getting and converting it all the way up into the Insanium version. So yeah, we have this auto crafting set up. This is still not set up perfectly. It does what we want it to do. Like, if we could just feed this the essence directly and just only get the Insanium into our refined storage system and just use that to craft, I think we'll be fine. I really think getting the storage bus off this is going to be the best way to get this to work. But we're not going to worry about that just yet. Some things that were pointed out to me from last episode is the acceleration wand wasn't charging. I was kind of trying to figure out why that was. Apparently, in the Flux controller here, you have the wireless charging. You can configure this. This was set so these were turned off by default. It appears if that is in your hand and that's turned off as you're using the acceleration wand, nothing will charge up. But I was like, that doesn't make sense. I didn't realize that was a separate option. I was like, that doesn't make sense. When I'm flying around, my jetpack stays at 100%, right? So the wireless charging is obviously working. But yeah, if I take my hand off that item, it charges up. So anyway, if you want to charge while you're holding the item, you need to have this one turned on. And of course, if you're doing it in your offhand, you need that one turned on. So I was kind of playing around with that a little bit, using this in my offhand. Another comment from the video last time was that we might be able to get extra seeds, dupe the seeds, if we just left click break these instead of just right clicking them. So I was trying that a little bit. In fact, I harvested this thing quite a few times, and I don't know, I ended up with like 40 essence in my inventory or something, and I didn't get another seed. Either it's extremely rare to duplicate seeds, or that functionality is turned off in this mod pack. I don't know, but I wasn't seeing extra seeds in my inventory. Another thing I was checking out is the crop growth with multiple wheat. So I was growing the wheat like that, just 3 plants, holding down right click, and just kind of moving back and forth like this. So yeah, you can get wheat really fast, which means you can get seeds really fast, which means you can continue breeding your chickens really fast with this setup. Had I known about this a long time ago, that would have saved me so much time. So hopefully it'll save some of you some time out there. Yeah, imagine having a 9x9 wheat field with just this thing. You just right click this like twice and the whole 9x9 is completely good to go to be harvested, right? Yeah, that's a huge time saver there. Okay, so what I wanted to do today, I wanted to look at these crystal growths. We saw that they're a manual process, right? I have to right click it. I don't want to have to sit there and camp it and right click it. So the other way we can avoid that is by having more of the growth crystals around. So we were kind of looking at that last time. We saw that there's the highest tier. These are the ones that we want, and we were looking that they require nether stars and stuff. Thing I did not realize when I was looking at this tab, loot bag. So the legendary loot bag gives us a whole lot of stuff here, including overgrowth seeds and some other things that we might find useful. I don't know. It does have diamond armor in there, which I guess is okay. We don't really need that anymore. And it has diamond horse armor. All of these things can be turned into diamonds should you really want to do that. However, we have pretty much all of the diamonds right now, so there's not a lot of reason to worry about it. So I was kind of thinking we'd just get a bunch of the legendary loot bags, right-click them on a chest, and get a whole lot of these crystals. The thing is, though, like I was saying, the armor, this doesn't stack. Everything else, I think, does stack. The horse armor doesn't, and the regular armor doesn't. Everything else should. So we would only be able to get so much armor in there, and then we'd have to empty it out. So we should look at a way to do this a little bit more automatically, I think. So what we'd want to do is get ourselves an interface. I mean, there is an automatic loot bag opener. Let me take a step back. There is a way you can do that automatically. It is kind of slow, though. What I want to do is be able to like just quickly open up a bunch of bags and automatically have the drops go into refined storage where stackable items don't matter. Okay. So there is this interface here, and we pretty much all should know what the interface does. If it's on your refined storage network and you put some items in there, they get imported into the system, right? You can see it's not super fast, so we're gonna want to get ourselves the acceleration or whatever. I'm not actually sure. Refined acceleration, stack upgrade. Oh yeah, that's the stack upgrade and speed upgrade. That's what they're called. So let's make ourselves a stack upgrade, and then we're gonna want speed upgrade so it pulls more stacks at a, or yeah, I guess more stacks of items at a time. So there's a stack upgrade, and then we're gonna want 3 speed upgrades. All right, so we'll have all that stuff. Very good. So this should import way faster. That's not what I want. That goes over here. That should import way faster. Oh, you know what? Do those stack? Well, they don't stack. They stack in your inventory, but not in this slot. So now if I put those here, it's just gone instantly. And it should be able to like take all the items in this line a lot faster with these other speed upgrades. I think I might be wrong. So that was our apple. Let me grab those back. We need food. Okay, so we have a way to import items into the system. So now we need to get ourselves a loot bag. We have one right here. What could be inside? I don't know. Shift right click? You can't shift right click onto the interface. What about chest? Can we shift right click onto a chest? I'm pretty sure we have done this in the past and that should work. So chest, shift right click. Yes, we can put the items directly in there. So we need a way for the items to go from this chest into this interface. So translocators are my go-to for fast item moving. We'll put one, not there. Nice try though. We'll put one right here and one right here. This one will be set to insert, and it extracts the items out quite quickly. Now, if you get multiple stacks of items, you're gonna want glowstone, but honestly, I don't think that's gonna be quite necessary for what we're doing here. But anything that goes in here should go into the interface, which should go into the refined storage system. So at this point, we can grab our loot bags. I'll probably want to set that up over here. We have refined storage over here, but we will want to grab our loot bags and fill up our inventory, and then we can spam it into that chest. Oh boy, using these, the legendary ones, takes a huge chunk from our stored. All right, I wasn't expecting that. I know it takes a lot, but I wasn't expecting it to go down that fast. Anyway, so we can just kind of shift right click on here. We can kind of see the things go into the interface. Let's go faster. Faster. Okay, so that's all of our loot bags. So everything's in the interface. Everything's in here. What about growth crystals? Look at this. We have 4 tier 3s now. So that's pretty good. I feel like I want to do this a little bit more. Yeah, these loot bags. I was kind of looking at that again. Loot bag. I think these have changed since the last time we looked at them. I think we looked at them a long time ago. We were opening up, I think, either the common or the uncommon, and that's how we got ourselves the Spectre coils, right? I'm pretty sure that's what we did. I was looking now. Those appear to be on the epic loot bag. So that's kind of a higher tier one, right? Legendary is the one that has our growth crystal tier 3s, though. But yeah, each one of these has like its own set of items that you can get, it appears. Acceleration wand is from the epic as well. Let's see, anything of use in this one? Chance cubes, I guess if you're into that and you want to blow yourself up or your world up. I don't think there was anything else super useful. I mean, there's stuff like early game stuff that you might want, but as far as where we are right now, I don't think there's anything else super useful in the earlier bags. What is this guy right here? A building scepter. Sponges. Maybe you want sponges? I don't know. Okay, well anyway, we can fill up our inventory full of these legendary ones, which is taking a huge chunk out of our stored loot bags. I guess it's not that bad. It just seemed like it was dropping quite quickly. And we can put those into the chest, which puts it into our interface, which puts it into our refined storage system. And then we can get a bunch of those growth crystals. Oh, I guess I'm clicking a little too fast. Okay, where are we at on this volley of stuff? Growth. We're up to 13. Wow, we got a lot more that time. Okay, well anyway, I'm gonna spend some time here. I'm gonna run back and forth. I really should just move this whole setup over here. I'm gonna run back and forth because I'm a dummy. Putting the legendary loot bags in there, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, so I spent something like 60,000 loot bag points to open up, I don't know, probably 10 inventories worth of loot bags, somewhere around there. I didn't count it exactly. I ran back and forth a few times, and I really felt stupid not setting this thing up over at our mob farm. But either way, we have enough of the growth crystals now. We got over a stack, which is fantastic. I don't know how we're going to set these things up in particular. The way I've done it in the past, though, it seems like making a 3x3 grid of them and then doing a 3x3 crop field and a 3x3 grid of the growth crystals around that, kind of like a checkerboard pattern, seems like a pretty good way of doing it. So let's start off with that. We might not keep it that way. Man, this shovel is really slow, isn't it? I could probably punch the ground faster than this thing harvests it. Oh my goodness, don't we have a better shovel, or is this our best one right now? That might be our best one. Do we have another one? No, I need to make myself a different shovel. I'm gonna punch the ground going forward. Goodness. So anyway, these things act as, let's put a torch back. These things act as a water source. So if we till the ground nearby it, it'll stay tilled, right? So we don't need to worry about those worms or whatever. Let's grab ourselves a hoe. There we go. Yeah, I think punching the ground definitely would go faster than that shovel. Goodness. That's only really to get ourselves a grass block. So anyway, I like doing this. Putting a checkerboard. That way we have a lot of these growth crystals nearby, and it'll help speed up all the crops around it. All right, like so. And then in here, we would do more of these growth crystals. Is that the same speed? It seems like it's really slow, doesn't it? All right, I'm just gonna do this one section here. We're not gonna do any more on camera because goodness, I need a new shovel. Okay, so we would place more like this, right? And then we just do kind of a checker pattern around with these guys. So that should make the crops grow quite quickly around it. Let's see how fast it is if we just place this one grain of infinity seed right here. Is that, doesn't appear to be growing at all, does it? That's disappointing. I was just telling you guys how fast it makes plants grow, and now it's not doing anything. I am quite disappointed. Right. So if we take this, we just right click. Okay, well, we've seen that happen before. Maybe we need more of these things nearby? I was expecting it to go a lot faster than that, to be completely honest. Okay, well, let me place more of these crystals around the growth crystals. Let me just do that real quick. We'll be right back. I ended up just making a regular vanilla shovel since we have the repair talisman. We got that as a reward a while ago. It doesn't really matter. We don't need a tinker tool. It'll just always repair itself. It doesn't have efficiency on there, so it's not super fast, but it's way better than the shovel that we were using before. So I was looking at this. Now that we have all of these growth crystals around, these work in a 9x9, so like 5 blocks away, or I guess 4 blocks away, should be able to affect this. So this guy is 1, 2, 3. This one should be able to affect it. I guess these ones on the end wouldn't touch this one, but like if we had the crops closer over here, these ones would be effective. Anyway, so that's the way we have this set up right now. We have a lot of these growth crystals that are able to do stuff to this crop. And if we look at it, we can see that it does grow, but it's really not as fast as I would have liked. I don't know if the growth crystals were turned down completely or just in this mod pack or how that works. I remember doing this before in, I think maybe Sky Factory or another mod pack previously with this kind of a setup, and it was almost instantaneous crop growth. We weren't waiting on them at all. Yeah. So these things do check in up to 4 blocks up or down or 5 blocks up and down. If we had enough of these, we could just stack them underneath, do, 4 layers worth of the growth crystals, and all of those would be affecting the crop, and then it would make it go super fast. But all these growth crystals, for the amount of farmland we have, and it's growing that slowly, it seems rather disappointing to me. We can see that they are working, though. They are going faster than what it would appear with the mystical crop there. You can see the wheat is growing quite quickly on it, right? It's obviously doing stuff. They're all being affected. But as far as the one plant's going, yeah, it's just not as fast as I thought it would be. Anyway, so this farm right here, it could be set up to be automatic. We could manually grow things if we need resources really fast. So I don't know. I think we're going to be okay here. We need a lot of wheat. We can get it quite quickly. The next thing we'd want to do is to get this to be automatically harvested. I was thinking this was going to be growing really, really fast, so we wouldn't be able to use something like the harvester or plant gatherer or whatever. We would have to do like we've done before in the past and do a mechanical user pointed down on each individual crop, which we still could do and have some kind of an item collector collecting the resources. But for the most part, this is just going to be kind of like a, automated farm. Just put a crop here and we'll collect the resource over time. However, if we need a large amount of resources and we come here and we sit here and spam right click on it, the plant gatherer won't be able to keep up, I'm pretty sure. So we'll have to figure that out. It might be for specific resources we do put an automated or mechanical user on top of it just for the extra harvesting. We'll have to see how that's going to work. For right now, though, let's go see what it costs to get ourselves a plant gatherer. I'm not sure what these cost. So it does require a machine case, and the machine case is redstone, planks, and iron. That's inexpensive. Plastic is a thing we don't have. We can get that from Mystical Agriculture, but in order to do that, we need the seed, which means we need rubber or plastic before we can even get going. Do we have rubber chicken? Do we have rubber? We have a rubber sapling, so we could grow a tree and get the IC2 rubber. Plastic, we haven't gotten either of those. Can we get those from loot bags? Plastic. Industrial foregoing plastic. That is gotten from, I think you smelt down, or maybe you can't do that in this mod pack. Oh, I was clicking the wrong one. I believe you smelt down the dry rubber, which comes from the tiny dry, which you get from the latex processing unit. So that is kind of slow. That is definitely something that we would want another way of doing. I think the IC2 rubber trees, since we already have these saplings, it makes sense to me. Will that grow in here? It might. It might. Let's grab some dirt real quick. Let's see if we can grow one in here. We needed to produce one of those spots. Yeah, and then we can harvest that. Let's just place that here. Do that. Can we accelerate wand? Okay, so we are able to grow the tree, but does it have a spot on it is the question, and I'm not seeing one. Are we gonna be able to get a sapling back from this? Do these saplings work in the hopping bonsai, I wonder? Let's take a look. Let's do rubber sapling uses. Looks like we can dry it out. That's not what we want to do. I don't see the hopping bonsai. Oh, right here, bonsai trees. It does absolutely work. So we get the sticky resin. Oh, you know what? We might have that in the system. No, we don't. Okay, let's make another hopping bonsai. If we can do that, we have one remaining, so we're going to want to use that in something where we can guarantee that we get resources from it. So let's grab a hopper. We will grab a bonsai pot. Okay, so it is this plus this, and then we need dirt. We have it on our person. We need the sapling, and then we need yet one more chest. Craft one of those, and I'm going to turn it into a slightly larger chest. Whoops, one more stick. There it is. Okay, good. Right, so now that we have that, we can place this guy here with the bonsai on top. We place a piece of dirt in there that is new in one of the updates for the hopping bonsai mod. Okay, so that is going, I think that's going at the normal speed. The slime saplings, we can see it go a little bit slower now than they used to. They used to all go at the same speed. Yeah, the slime ones definitely go a lot slower. Anyway, we can accelerate this process. It doesn't look like the percentage is going faster, but you can definitely see like it resets itself, and we have resource in here. So yeah, the acceleration one, even though it doesn't really look like it's doing much as far as the growth of the tree or the tooltip, it is in fact working. So you can definitely do that. So there is the sticky resin that we wanted, and we also got ourselves a new sapling back, which is great. I don't know how much of this we are going to keep in here. Like, sticky resin is pretty much the only reason to do this tree. We don't need the leaves. We don't need sticks. We don't really need wood. even though you can turn that wood into more resin or rubber using the IC2 stuff. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. Yeah, pretty much just the resin is what we're looking for. So I'm going to just do this a little bit longer to get more resin, then we'll just leave this thing alone. We'll collect more over time, but we're going to be setting up the mystical agriculture stuff, right? So we won't really need... Yeah, I don't know. Do we have a furnace? Yeah, we have this one here. Hold on a second. The rubber seed, in order to make one of those... Okay, so we just needed 4 rubber. And to do that, we just smelt that. So we need 4 resin. Give me one more. There we go. Okay, and all that's in our system now. So if I want to craft that, we can. We just need 1 more prudentium, which it appears we have, but that's not really the case. How do I tell this thing to craft? I can't middle click on this. Control middle click, alt middle click, right click, left click on one of the shift, left click, right click, shift middle. It won't let me craft that. So I guess we have to sorting type, display, only craftables. Yeah, I still can't click on that. There's got to be some shortcut. Those of you out there who know refined storage a whole lot more than I do, what's the shortcut to do that? In Applied Energistics, you can just middle click and it'll allow you to craft. And here it won't. I don't know why. Maybe there is some settings for the mod that I don't know about that I can change to do that. Maybe enable some kind of a shortcut. We'll have to take a look at that a little bit later. So there's that. And then we need a tier 2 crafting seed. Does this craft? Does that work? It does. Perfect. Okay. So there's our rubber seed. So now we can get ourselves rubber whenever we want. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good. All right, we'll just place that little fella right there. We'll accelerate its growth. Yeah, this works quite well, actually. Just to get the specific resource we want when we want it, not bad. If we had the automatic harvester here, we could get a lot more of this stuff going. I wouldn't have to worry about it too much. I could just sit here, hold right click, and just, you know, watch a YouTube video or something, right? Anyway, so now we have this rubber essence. We can go into our crafting thing. It's 3 of them. Yeah, and that turns into plastic. Is there other uses for this? Can we turn... Oh, yeah. So 3 of them in the upper slot turns into rubber. 3 of them in the middle slot turns into plastic. So that means we don't have to set up a recipe in order to make plastic. We don't have to smelt stuff. That's awesome. Anyway, so going back to the plant gatherer, we now have the plastic that we need. Awesome. So a few more pieces here, and then we should have the machine. Okay, so the plant gatherer has been made. It's very inexpensive. You can see all the different things it can harvest here. It says any crops from Natura, red orchid from extra utilities, bunch of vanilla stuff, or berries, industrial hemp, any Minecraft style crop, any berry bushes, any Minecraft style tree, Tinker's Construct Slime Tree. So it's got a bunch of different things that you can do. It says that it'll accept leaf shearing and range add-on. So I was kind of looking. We do need these tier upgrades for the range add-ons here. Our crop field right now is kind of just a 9x9, isn't it? So we got 3, 3, 3. So if we place this thing right here, it should be able to handle a 9x9. But honestly, I kind of want these to be filled out as well. So realistically, we're going to be like a 15x15 if we add in more stuff. So let's just make the higher tier add-on. There's a name tag over there, and now it's gone. I think that was one of the compressed mobs. So 15x15. Each one of these tier add-ons increases the range, I think, by what it says on it. So it's 7x7. Added to the 1x1 that it has by default. I think it is a 15x15. I think, because that would be 7 distance away, like a 7 radius. So that would be a 14 plus that 1 would be a 15. Unless it's actually the 6 one. I don't know. Let's just do the tier 7. If it's too big, we can just downgrade it. It's not like these things are super expensive or anything. So it is 2 plastic, a glass pane, and some gold ingots. Not expensive at all. Let's just check that out. We are going to want a flux point so we can power this thing. I think that's all we need. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be the tier 6 now that I think on it that we're going to need. So let's place this guy. Is it right? No, you place it the other way. Place it facing the crops. Yeah. So by default, you can show the working area and it just does a 1x1 in front of it. We can place this guy in and then it does, yeah, okay, so the tier 7 was too big. We need a tier 6. Yeah, that's fine. We can give it a tier 6. That should be exactly where we want it. It should be fine with the tier that we have in it right now, but I prefer just to have it look at the exact area that we're going to be harvesting, so it's not wasting time looking at these squares that are never going to have crops, right? I think it just makes more sense doing that. So let's get that out of there. We'll put this one back in there. So a tier 6. Yeah, that's exactly where we want it. And like I said, we'll be filling this in with crops, I'm sure, at some point. Probably more growth crystals over here. The problem is right now, our loot bags, I opened up a few more to get, I think I needed 18 more of those growth crystals. The last time I looked, we were nearly out. I think we were down to 1,500 loot bags. Oh, we've gotten up to 3,000 now. Okay. So we doubled what... Rude! We doubled what we had in there just from the amount of time that I've been in the world. So it's not a big deal. But right now, we don't have enough loot bags to continue opening it up to fill out the rest of the farm. So we will want to do like the Nether Star crop or something like that, I am sure. Okay, so we'll turn the working area off. We need to give this thing power. Let's get that going. So like so, that should be harvesting these crops over there, I think, right now. Right? I don't have to do anything else to get this thing to harvest, right? It looks like it's working. So we'll most likely want the speed upgrades in there to make it go faster. Yeah, so, okay, look how slow that's going. That's not very fast at all. We definitely want the speed upgrades in here. That is kind of disappointing, actually, how slow that is. So this machine, it is from Industrial Foregoing, right? Oh, that harvests the seeds. We don't want it to do that. Rubber seeds and grains of infinity. Is there a way to get it to gathering plants? Okay, so maybe this is not the preferred way. We could take the seeds, extract out of this and have it go into a planter, but yeah, I didn't think it was going to harvest the seeds. That's not good. Maybe that is a reason to do the mechanical user and just get some kind of a thing that will collect the items, like a item collector. Do we have those? We do have the item collectors. Okay, well, dang. Yeah, I mean, the plant gatherer is good. It does what we want. We saw that it was gathering rather slow, so we'd have to put upgrades in it, and I don't even know if those upgrades would speed it up to where I want it to be. Okay, well, that's that's unfortunate. I think we will just end up doing item collector. Let's make ourselves an advanced item collector. We have to make the tier 1 first, and then we can upgrade to the tier 2. Redstone torch. One of these, one of those, like this, like that. Do it! So there's the advanced item collector. Let's grab ourselves a chest. This will just be temporary. This will eventually go into like an interface or whatever. But just so we have storage for the advanced item collector to put things in. So there is that. Then we are also going to want to get ourselves some mechanical users. We need to make a recipe for this process here. And our interface is in the way. So let's get rid of this. So we want to make mechanical users, right? We're going to want more than one. We're probably going to want one for every single crop that we put on there. So let's make a recipe on how to make droppers. We'll make a recipe on how to make the glass cutter, because I'm sure we're going to need more of those. We will make a recipe on how to make these guys. Then we need a recipe on how to make this. Finally, we need a recipe. Well, I guess not finally. We need a recipe for a lever. And then finally, we need the recipe for the mechanical user itself. We should have everything together here on how to craft that. So let's put that all into our multi-block crafter. There we go. So if I tell the system to craft up, well, we have 9 wheat crops right now and then 2 seeds. So let's tell the system to craft up. If I can spell this right. Craft up 10 more mechanical users. I think that's what we want. Do we have everything? It's going to craft up 1 more glass cutter for some reason. All right, let's just do that. Cool. So there is 10 mechanical users. We need a wrench. Do we not have a wrench of any kind? We don't. I like the thermal expansion one. The crescent hammer, this always seems to be my preferred one. It seems to work on a lot of things. However, the Yeta wrench from the other mod, Ender.io, is also a good one. So apparently I need to put a torch somewhere. Where? I hit F7. Ah, right here. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay. So let's see. We want to put our seeds back. So grains of infinity and rubber seeds. We'll place these guys right here. They'll do their thing. We'll place the mechanical users on top. I'm trying to shift right click on them and it doesn't work. Oh my goodness, this is going to be more complicated than I thought it was, huh? So place that up there. Nope, that wrong spot. Do that and that. Okay, so we'll have to place blocks up above to place these things on. Hopefully this does work and this isn't another fail, huh? So place that down. This thing needs to be turned off. Active on redstone signal. Okay. So place our seed here and our seed here. Let's put another mechanical user next to it as well. Just get both of these things going. And our hammer. Turn that thing around. Okay, cool. So this thing should just be a generic click, entity, use item, activate item with... activate block with item. That's what we need to do. So that will auto harvest these crops, right? Very good. So we don't have to wait for the plant gatherer to finally make its way over here. It's going to be harvesting these things way faster than this thing ever would want to, or ever could, I guess. Okay, so that's pretty good. The other thing is I probably want wheat seeds for now. I'm not sure how many of these we need, but since we have the available spots, we might as well just start gathering this stuff as well. So let's do another mechanical user somewhere around here. Doesn't really matter. We will fill this all out appropriately. Get rid of that. Turn these things. And turn this one. Very good. Okay, we need to turn these ones so they're facing down. So yeah, this is pretty much a way that we can do it. And I think this will end up being a lot faster. And when we need resources really fast, if we use our acceleration wand, it should be able to keep up with our demand a lot faster than anything else. Did I lose one of our mechanical users here? I thought I made enough of them. Maybe I did not make enough. But anyway, we need to come up here and turn all the settings on. So let's get this middle one first of all. So that'll be, no, not place block. Activate item. There we go. Activate. 3 right clicks in every one of these. Activate. I kind of want to see how fast this thing's gonna go. Okay, and then finally activate. So all of them should be automatically harvesting. Cool. So then we can place our chest here for now with our advanced item collector. Then we can set the radius on these things all the way up. And that should harvest all of the crops and get all the stuff in here. So we just need this chest extracting into an interface that's going into our refined storage system and then set up the drawers appropriate for these items, right? But I think we should be pretty much good to go here for what we want to do. Yeah, I think that's going to work rather well. It's unfortunate that these crops go so slow, but again, we can just sit here and hold right click and then harvest them a heck of a lot faster than what the plant gatherer would have done. Yeah, I think this is going to work out rather well. So storage drawers are going to be a thing that we need with the void upgrades because we don't need this much wheat, right? Like, we're going to want it for more chickens eventually, I'm sure, unless we just do everything through mystical agriculture. But yeah, we're going to want to store these things and then use the resources as we want them. Set up the auto crafts for grains of infinity essence to turn into the grains of infinity and then all that kind of stuff. But you guys get the idea. I think this will work out quite well. It's kind of unfortunate that the plant gatherer didn't keep up. I was hoping to do like a single block solution. And while it would work, again, like when we want things really fast, it's not going to work. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap the episode up here for today. We got some good stuff going on. We saw how to automatically get our resources really fast. So next thing I need to do is make a whole bunch of like the highest tier Inferium Essence seeds that we can get. So we can start mass producing that stuff to make the higher tier stuff, or maybe just kill a bunch of wither bosses. I don't know. That's a way to get the supremium essence as well. But get a whole lot of that essence going so you can make the higher tier seeds and start working into the more expensive mystical agriculture. I definitely think that's a thing we should work on. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.